What's up, guys? Math. You're getting ready to watch Season 1, Episode 5 and Season 1, Episode 6 of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, the penultimate episode and the finale. I am very excited. I need to preference all my Night of the Seven Kingdoms videos with this. I have already read the books. I know everything that will happen. If you're looking for a reaction to where I get shocked by everything, that's not what this is. I know it's going to happen. I'm just kind of enjoying one of my favorite novellas being adapted. Obviously, I'm not going to spoil any future events, and if I need to talk about something spoilery, I will talk about it at the very end of the video and add a spoiler tag to it. So I'm so excited for these two episodes. Obviously, I know what should happen in this episode, and it will be hype and sad, I would assume. But through 4 episodes, this has been a very amazing, very faithful adaptation. I've been a fan of pretty much everything. I'm hyped. I don't see how they can fumble this after the quality the first 4 episodes were. So obviously, we're going to keep the same format of these videos. I'm going to watch episode 5. I'm going to discuss episode 5. Then I'm going to watch the finale. And then I'm going to discuss the finale and the season as a whole after that. So I'm ready to get into it. If you guys like the video, please drop a like and leave a comment. I'd really appreciate it. I'm obviously already completely finished. Already completely finished. I have the entire full-length reactions of the first season of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms over on my Patreon. It is $10 a month for live-action full-length shows on there, so check it out if you're interested. Finally, and most importantly, if you enjoy my content, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. It really helps me out. Let's get into this.
Do not panic. Remain in formation.
Yes, sir! I would follow him to the ends of the earth.
They will fight savagely.
As will we, my lord.
I can't blame you, Raymond. I can't blame you either.
Green fucking boys!
Jeez. I need to clip that. Green fucking boys!
Harm a prince of the blood.
Is that honorable, your grace?
Man, yo, Riesling with the chainmail looks straight out the book. I think I have an image in one of my in my novel. I haven't said it. I made fun of the fact that he's been barely in the show, but Beesbury is dripped out. Everyone's been dripped out in this show, but
Rob me, and I'll hunt you down. With dogs.
I got goosebumps. No. That's what I mean. The nature of the emotional core of this show allows for we're in the middle of such epicness, awesomeness, horror that's about to happen. But also I get goosebumps and smile about the fucking goofiest shit possible.
May they peer inside our mortal hearts and find the truth.
Oh, look at that helm! Yo, look at that shot! And that breathing, yo, oh my god, I'm in love. I just had a cinematic orgasm. I'm sorry for saying that. Everything's muffled. Oh my god. This is amazing! Dude, this... Oh my god. Lesson number 1 for you fans. Dunk is not a good jouster. Oh my god, bro. He should be dead. Tough son of a bitch, though. Oh my god. The mud in the fucking helm, too. I love that detail. That was in the books. Flashback? Are they gonna back and forth? Or are they going to just do fight? Oh, is this Redgrass Field? Or are they gonna fight, flashback, and then fight? I don't know. So young Dunk, we get a couple just think about the book.
What are you doing? He's got a seal. He's dying. If we can get him off the hill, might someone pay us for his ransom? Quick.
He ain't making it, bro. We get a couple of Dunk's thoughts back to his wild days in King's Landing. but I seemingly like this decision to have a pre-Arlen flashback. Dude, oh my god, I'm scared of this guy. He's a zombie. Come on, put him down, guys.
You've never seen a man die before.
Yeah. But not like that.
Again, there's a slight tinge of wholesomeness about this, but also these are fucking orphaned children. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. I like this decision. We don't really get an extended flashback or anything like that in the book. You know, Dunk thinks back to his time pretty often and how thankful he is to Arlen for saving him.
Damon's rebellion is over. Take your black fire leather elsewhere.
Damon's rebellion is over. It's like saying, World War I. No more World Wars will happen.
We'll be sailing off into all kinds of adventures. Don't you want that?
I do. I just...
What?
This is depressing to watch.
What if the free cities are no better than here?
I'm going to, because of the intense focus on this flashback, like it actually happening, I'm going to assume it's going to end horribly.
Every place. What if this is the best there is?
Obviously he's going to find Arlen at the end, but...
What if my mother comes back for me?
I fucking sound like Jon Snow.
I love you too, don't I?
Oh, poor guy.
And I'm going.
Oh, this poor... Something bad's about to happen to Rave. And for the next 30 years of his life, the girl troubles are gonna start for him because of this.
Little gutter rats don't have silver. Only little thieves.
We earned that.
Stealing from dead nobles is still stealing. That's life.
You know what? That's a good-ass quote. I ain't even gonna lie.
Come on. Rafe, let's go.
If these are... Again, I don't know if these are just vagrants or whatever. But if these are City Watch, the fucking big noises in the back are really adding to it. He's obviously immediately gonna notice. Come on, Rafe. You can't immediately anger. No! Jesus. Yeah, this is a horrifying backstory. This is more horrifying than in the book. By a decent margin, Jesus. Damn! Oh, there's the goat. Here's the goat. There's so much vomit and shit and piss on this show, dude. Oh, he's goated! He should be, that guy's like me. I'm flinching and shit. Ah! This is horrifying to watch, dude. I will say a nice detail that I didn't even think of. She does look like Tansel. Look at this. I want everyone to look at this. This is the true definition of a knight right here. The perfect man with a giant schlong.
Yeah,
He just did that for the love of the game, bro. Obviously, that man's kind of goated. It is interesting to place this long-ass flashback in the middle of the trial. I don't have a problem. Obviously, thematically, I think fits. But quite honestly, with how short the episodes are, you could have maybe just done a full flashback episode. Jesus. How is this shit... Man's living under fucking pens and shit. How is this not infected? Look at that! Now that's a fucking red keep right there. It's red. Tell you what. The roads are a lot nicer in this show than in Game of Thrones. This poor kid, bro. Does he even know that he's here? Does Arlen know? think he 100% knows, right? Yeah, he's gotta know. Don't drink that! Burr's drinking straight mud. Dunk, you have to state your intention. I mean, obviously, at this point, he probably doesn't have intentions. He's just trying to stick to the last thing he can. You know what I mean? The something that did something semi-good for him. But go and talk to him. Oh.
Get up.
Oh, I have goosebumps. It's my catchphrase on this channel. Oh my god, I got intense goosebumps. Yo, they're cooking with these fucking sound effects and shit. Yo, look at this! Obviously, it's a terrible episode, but the action in it is great. It looks like Battle of the Bastards. Oh my god, one arm takedown? I love how dirty and grimy and hard-hitting this fight is. I don't know the exact specifics of chainmail, but goddamn, dude, can you work or something? Get your... Oh, get up, dude. Oh my... How does he survive this? He has taken significantly more damage than he did in the book.
Come on!
Aww. Thank you. Can I say... I don't want to be crazy. This might be the best action sequence of any Thrones adaptation. 18 liters of blood. I don't even know if we have that many in our body, but oh my god. Yo! He's taking like 6 stab wounds! He's got a concussion? Oh my god. Oh, that's great. I love that swinging, can't see. Ooh! I'll tell you what, bro. Be the one time in my life. I'm glad I don't have Arlen's dick, bro. If that was Arlen, he would have cut it in half. Damn, did a horn fall off?
My boy! My boy!
Aww. Makar. I told you, Makar is just the quintessential. I always feel perpetually bad for him.
Yield.
You don't look too good yourself, buddy. How about you yield? Catch yourself. That girl's reaction. Well, is it over?
He's dead! It's over!
Oh, he's gonna rise up behind him like a fucking demon. Like a vengeful spirit.
Get up, sir! Get up!
Aww. Dude, I said it like 20 times already in these
Get up.
Reactions, but what a child actor, dude. True fucking night, bro. You think it's that easy? You think I'm done? For sound like Mark, I got a lot left in the tank. That music. Damn, he said, Jesus, we go again. It's great acting again. This whole show is just littered with great acting. I love the ringing, you hear Arian panicking. Damn, rip the visor off. Jesus. Dude, I love the minute you leave his perspective. Oh, dude. I love when they do that shit. I can't even tell who anyone is, bro. I think maybe that was Baylor. I don't know. That's a great shot. Great visual. Present it to the class.
I withdraw my accusation.
I withdraw my accusation, baby. And everything is happily ever after. Nothing bad will happen. We won. Let's end the episode very quickly, right, guys?
pour boiling oil on it.
Oh no, I got goosebumps. Oh Jesus, I don't want to see it.
Grace. I am your man.
What two just angels, gods looking at each other.
I need good men, Sir Duncan. The realm.
I don't want to look. I should just turn it off. For my own sanity. I should turn it off.
So kind.
Wouldn't you, Grace?
All right.
Visors cracked.
The helmet's crushed down the back of
Don't
your
take that shit off, dude.
Brother's mace most light. Gone.
I'll say it again. I mean, maybe not the right time to say this, considering the fact that I'm watching an angel die right now. But poor Makar again, dude. Just fall forward. I don't want to see it. Jesus Christ! Fucking hell, dude.
No. No.
We did, and it's crazy just how short Baelor is on screen for, and yet he's a scene stealer. Jesus Christ. Okay, obviously an amazing episode, but also a heartbreaker. Again, I got a lot of stuff to talk about. I think I'm gonna work my way forward, if that makes sense. So, obviously started off great with the trial starting. I loved how the trial was so chaotic and dirty and grimy, and it really, you know what I mean? I feel like, and this isn't just like with a Song of Ice and Fire content or Game of Thrones content or however you want to call it. Like, this is just in general. While I love like really choreographed and beautiful and elegant, like, I don't know, sword fights or, I don't know, kung fu or, something like that, really choreographed fighting styles. Sometimes there is nothing as hard-hitting or emotionally impactful as just fucking two guys slashing, cutting, punching, beating in mud. You know what I mean? Like, Again, I'm going to talk about some book differences. Obviously, no spoilers. Like, if there's no spoilers involved, I'm just talking about differences between the book. Obviously, this episode included a very long flashback or almost origin of how Dunk ended up with Arlen. None of that really is in the book at all. Obviously, it doesn't, like, necessarily like ruin it, I'm not saying it's like, oh, it's like ruined the no. It is a little different from the vibe I got in the books. Whenever I read them, it's just kind of Dunk had a group of like scoundrels, a group of, again, orphaned children who go around the town and make terror pranks and shit like that. And he randomly gets chosen by, well, not randomly, he's still bigger than everyone else. So I think the book kind of just tells you that Arlen went into town, saw Dunk, how tall he was, and offered him to be his squire, and in return, for like feeding and taking care of, because his nephew died, who was his previous squire. So in the show, it's a lot more, emotionally impactful, if that makes sense. Like a classic origin story, like something very tragic happening. And again, I don't necessarily have a preference, but I can thoroughly say I enjoyed the flashback scenes. Again, I don't have a problem with them being in the middle of the fight. It is definitely it's a bold choice. Like I said, I think, in kind of in a selfish way, maybe I would have liked it in a different episode so that we could have 7 episodes, because I feel like 7 would be the perfect amount of episodes for this, just with the whole 7 thing. I mean, you know what I mean? But I loved it, especially because if you read the novella, the fight, the trial is not long. It's incredibly short. Like, the fight that we were shown had significantly more gore and injuries and details, and you know what I mean? Like, Dunk and Co get in there pretty fast and fuck shit up. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean. So what I'm saying is like the fight from the book didn't have enough content to be like a 70-minute episode. You know what I mean. So you have to fill that somehow, and I think that book ending the episode with the fight was the correct choice. So I really liked that. Yeah, I liked everything about the flashback. I liked Arlen. It was great. I really liked it. The next thing I wanted to talk about is I just wanted to talk about Arian for a second. Obviously, we're building up to the big end moment there. Arian to me is a very interesting character. When okay, again, I've also got to think. Obviously, Arian does not die, and I know some future events that happen to Arian. So obviously, I'm not going to spoil anything. But Arian to me is like he of all of the. I'm trying to think here. Of all of the Targaryens that George R. R. Martin has ever written, I would say that he is the most prideful, if that makes sense. Like he is very proud to be a Targaryen, and it's almost like he has to defend that at all points, if that makes sense. He's he's got to he feels he is superior to people who are not Targaryens, especially small folk. He feels that he's better than everyone. He feels that again, you saw it with the puppet show. He felt that he was wronged because of an insult on dragons, and he thinks of himself as a dragon. He's almost obsessive with that fact. So it's interesting. Obviously, I think that the reason that he chooses the Trial of Seven is just simply that. I feel like some people may go, oh, he's just 100% doing it because he's a coward and he's scared to fight Dunk. He obviously didn't want to fight Dunk there. He's not like fucking pissing his pants. You know what I mean? He's a fighter. He's talented. I just truly think that it's almost like he feels he's been wronged and he needs to right that wrong in the most grandiose, punishing way. He needs to make it a show. He needs to make a point made that anyone who wrongs Targaryens in general, but also just me, deserve the utmost punishment. So I really like that. Again, for as small of a story, for as short of a novella as The Hedge Knight is, there's so many interesting Targaryen characters. I feel like most people see like a Viserys or Aerys the second in Game of Thrones, and they think that all Targaryens are like that. They're just all evil, and I know Barristan said it once. It was either Barristan or Jorah in a Daenerys chapter. But I think it might be Barristan, where Barristan says one time the flip a coin thing, and people really exaggerate that, and they go, oh, 50% of Targaryens are evil, 50% aren't. It really is not that, it's a very small percentage of Targaryens who are actually evil. But just all in all, the cast of Targaryens in this event I just find so interesting. Obviously, the king right now, Daeron the second, he is a really good king. They're in a time of upswing, the Targaryens right here, and he's very, very good, and he has great children. Baelor, obviously, we talked about, and obviously, I'm going to end my discussion before we get to the next episode with Baelor. But Baelor is obviously an angel. We don't really get Aerys and Rhaegal. They name dropped them one time. But there's nothing inherently bad about them. They're very good people, actually. They're weak, but they're not bad people. And then Maekar obviously has the Maekar is the youngest, but Maekar gives off middle child vibes. You know what I mean? He just feels abandoned or lonely or looked over, depressed about his love life. I guess you could say. I don't know, depressed about his children and how disappointed he is in them. And then you get Arian, this fucking prideful, egotistical dragon. And you get Daeron, who is again, I talked about it last video, but I just find the archetype of Darren so interesting. A person who gets prophetic dreams, yet he is so uncomfortable and hates them so much that he keeps drinking himself almost to death. You know what I mean? I absolutely love that. So, but well, actually, before I get into Baylor, let's just talk about Dunk here, just as a whole. What a warrior! The acting by Claffey, and also let me pause. Let me do a pause in the middle of the pause. Dexter Soul Ansel, amazing. Again, from the first episode, I really fell in love with him. You could tell that he was born for this role as Egg. The acting, the screaming, it was beautiful. It was heartbreaking. You know what I mean? It's hard to watch. And you know, speaking of hard to watch, Claffey's acting really was hard to watch. You know, just how disgusting and grimy and desperate he was in that fight. I really liked it. I really liked it. But and again with Dunk, the true pure personification of knighthood, you know, and it is very powerful. I guess, I mean, to get cliche here, it's very powerful to see that, to just see someone who won't give up, who does the right things just because that's the right thing to do. You know what I mean? No ulterior motives. It's just the right thing to do, and it's beautiful to see him win, if that makes sense. To be rewarded, and obviously he's not a pure reward. People around him died. People died for him, but it is beautiful. But the final thing, Baelor Targaryen, obviously Baelor Breakspear dying. If I recall correctly, and it's funny, this is a spoiler, but it's one of my favorite things that George R. R. Martin has ever said. George R. R. Martin was asked a question, like, what is the most traumatic, or what is the most traumatic moment in your works that's ever happened in your world? And he's the god of this universe, you know what I mean? But he talks like a historian. He says this moment, you know, Baelor is such a great person, a great heir, a great king, a great knight. He would have been perfectly suited to be the next king. I repeat, Daeron II, the current king, is a great king. Like, he's arguably the best of all time. I know some people throw out, you know, Jaehaerys 1, or some people might even say Viserys 2 or something like that. But Daeron is in the conversation. Daeron 2 is in the conversation. But from my understanding, George, again, as the god of this universe, probably thinks that if Baelor would have become king, he would have been the greatest king of all time. It's just so tragic and so heartbreaking that he just like that. And I will get into it next episode, I would assume. But also just by an accident, by the hands of someone close to him. You know, it's very just tragic. It's the pure definition of a tragedy. That's why I said, you know, I made references to it earlier with some of the cinematic details and stuff like that. But this episode, I'm sorry, this series, certain parts of it feel like a play. This feels like a Shakespearean tragedy, you know, but also with hope in there. So it is just, it is so good. It is absolutely so good, dude. But obviously, we've got one more episode left. We have got the finale. I would assume it's just going to be the fallout, a couple conversations of this traumatic event. So I'm excited for it. So let's get into the season 1 finale. Jazz music? Damn, you waiting for me to heal? Why do you look so disappointed in me, Lionel? Damn, he is depressed. Have I ever heard jazz music?
Wonderful tournament.
In HBO Game of Thrones? Like,
Yeah, we'll hunt and hawk and
oh my god, dude, I'm
make merry.
listening to Lionel, but I'm watching this maester, dude. Oh my god.
Next time.
Is this guy actually a maester?
The man is dying, my lord.
What?
Mortified. It's beyond my abilities.
Oh, the others fucking girl me.
The others?
The arsehole is beyond your abilities, my friend. Be gone!
Did they just name drop the others?
Come with me to Storm's
And
End.
why is this so, like, sensual? Is it just me? Am I the only one who wants to see them kiss? Yo, is that a stag cane? Yo, why is everyone in the show so drippy?
Taylor fought for me. He gave his fucking life. Give him with a little respect, please.
Fuck that, and fuck you.
Damn, this is a great scene.
Fought for you. Harding Beesbury, the fucking apple boy.
The fucking apple boy.
You against men sworn to protect him. He risked nothing.
I love how many scenes Lionel is getting, and this actor especially is a scene stealer.
Then why have they favored me?
Yeah. Again, going back to what I said last video, I strongly think that he is not a knight, but I think that makes it thematically stronger.
Caravan departs after the roast.
Oh, Jesus! Dude, Lionel!
Of Dragonstone
Damn, who are all these Targaryens?
to the Iron Throne. Hand of King Daeron the Good
Oh, it's that... something of Tyrosh.
and Protector
Valor's wife.
of the Realm.
I forget her name.
May the gods keep him.
Poor guy. I see it every fucking episode that he's shown up. Poor Maker. That's my catchphrase. Poor Maker. Oh, he does have the stripe in his hair. I haven't seen it before.
My prince. Your father, he was...
This scene is in the book.
He was a great man.
He died in my armor. Plenty of sons have died in their father's armor. How many fathers have died in their sons?
I could not say.
That stripe is so cool.
He had in him to be a great king. The greatest since Aegon the Dragon.
Aegon was not a great king, though. How you gonna skip over Jaehaerys like that?
I've wondered the same.
This is a great scene.
Sir Duncan.
Again, this isn't a complaint or anything like that, and if it isn't a complaint, it's a complaint about the book as well, too. I think that out of all the characters, Valor is the one that I would kind of wish got a couple more scenes, because that's really his only major scene.
Everybody blames me for his death.
This feels like an epilogue, and I love that vibe. Hug? Come here, baby. Look, I don't want to be weird, okay? And look, I know Dunk has like 83 girlfriends in his life, but can I just have like a Dunk, Raymond, Lionel like threesome or something like that? Is that wrong of me to say? Is that weird of me? It's probably weird.
Took my tent. Said I betrayed the family by abandoning him. Can you believe that? Left him with little else.
Sorry, Raymond.
I don't be. He's just my
Didn't even
guy.
think of it. Yeah, I didn't see his green shield. I'd assume I'm about to see it.
It's better to be an unripe green apple than a wormy red one.
I love that. Slight change. In the book, he shows the shield off right before the trial starts, but...
Suits you.
I think I brought one of my cousin's ribs.
Morning.
Did you get shorter? Or am I going crazy?
Good morning.
Sir Duncan, this is Rowan.
Dude, it's not, they ain't gonna bite. Kisses ain't gonna bite.
Huh?
My wife.
Pleased to meet you.
Are you betrothed or are you married?
Oh, right. Pleased to meet you.
Come and watch the trial. Said I fought like a wild bull.
Hey, I love that. I love a riser. That's awesome. I don't really feel bad for Raymond as long as she's doing her due.
To my wounds. And she offered to help me out my armor and...
An opportunist. That's the kind of character I like. This is a show-only character, I'm pretty sure. And she's like one of the best ones. She's awesome.
I figured we ought to get married.
That quick?
Feels like a boy.
Oh, I'm in love with her. I love manipulation. I don't know what this says about me, but I love characters like that.
Some men will say I meant to kill my brother. The gods know it is a lie, but I will hear the whispers.
Pop it up on screen. What's the catchphrase? Poor Maker.
It was for me Prince Baelor died. You will hear them whisper as well. The king is old. When he dies,
This is one of my favorite moments of the book as well. Probably my second favorite.
will say Bela would not have let it happen. But the hedge knight killed him.
I would have had my hand and foot. I sat under the tree this morning.
He looks so...
And I asked, could I have spared one? How can a foot be worth a prince's life?
And what answer does your tree give you?
Oh man, I've said it, these actors are killing, dude. And obviously George's dialogue is...
Mightn't it be that some morrow will come when I'll have need of that foot, when the realm will need that foot more than a prince's life?
Not bloody likely. The realm has as many hedge knights as hedges.
Always love that.
My youngest son seems to have grown fond of you, sir. It is time he was a squire. He tells me he will serve no knight but you. He's an unruly boy, as you will have noticed.
He's a good lad. Just needs a stern hand.
Will you have him?
No, dude, not...
Me?
There is a place for you at Summer Hall.
Again, I've read the books a couple of times. If I was watching this, like for the first time, without any knowledge of the books, I would
My
cry
Master-at-Arms will finish your own training.
multiple times per episode.
Your Sir Arlen did all he could for you, I have no doubt. But you still have much to learn.
It's a great offer, and it is everything that Dunk wanted at the beginning of the season.
Beg your pardon,
A
Lord.
dream scenario.
I do. But I think I'm done with princes. Are you spying?
You know, you sensed me.
Sir?
I can't, Egg. I'm sorry.
Maybe you're not the knight I thought you were.
I'm more than you could have ever thought.
May I ask you, sir?
When a lord calls his banners and sends us boys off to war, custom for each to nail a penny to the oak in the square. If we return to take it down.
Damn, it started off, but it almost sounded like the Broken Man speech.
Why did you never knight me?
Wow. They said that right out in the open. Okay.
Sir?
Is it gone? No, I mean, it's
Sir.
not raining. Well, the clouds are coming. He's about to... yeah, the slow zoom in. No, they had another one in them. Another joke.
A true knight always finishes a story.
Tell that to George. Journey always finishes
How did they
the
get the
story.
beast to swarm like that?
Is that leaving it... Oh, wow, that's awesome! Is that leaving it open-ended to that maybe he got up and knighted him? Or?
Have you no shame coming here? Those men are dead because of you.
Will you take Egg to Squire?
It takes a whole family to convince him?
My brother wasn't always such a little monster.
Egg is no monster. It's just a boy.
Who do you
didn't
think I'm
mean
talking
egg,
about, dude?
but-
Come on. You're not that thick. No, get a little peach fuzz up there. Ashamed of himself. Oh, Jesus. Well, obviously, I know that he does not kill his fucking brother. Jesus. An actor, dude. No, my baby. He does deserve it, but... Damn. Why are his fingers so big? Oh, this is a great scene. I love this. This is obviously not in the book, but any more of Makor, Egg obviously, but he's a main character. Any more of Makor, I'd love.
I want you to know I do not blame you for ruining my name day. It was a rotten thing they've done to you, and you were right in your reply.
Thank you. I didn't really care about your opinion if you did, but thank you. I appreciate that.
Might be he's better served away from castles and servants and...
His family?
Yes. Yes.
I would bring him on the road with me. He'll learn to squire as I did. Sleep in inns, stables, now and again in the halls of some landed knight or lesser lordling. Maybe under a tree when we must.
I forbid him to live as a peasant. On his blood of the dragon. He cannot sleep in ditches and eat hard salt beef.
Come on, say the line.
Darren never slept in a ditch.
There we go. This line is probably my favorite. I have goosebumps.
The beef Arya never ate was thick and rare and bloody.
It's probably my favorite line of the entire novella. There's just something so powerful about it.
What are you doing here, girl?
This guy's the fucking best, dude.
Figured an old friend might brighten it up for you.
You gonna offer me to come with you?
Father always spoke about building out the cider business. Opening a new barreling outfit.
New barrel!
I think an orchard might suit her better.
What?
What? I don't want this crappy ass horse.
Certain. She's a fine animal. Oh, there, Sweetfoot.
Dude, he had the green apple already, dude? Rest of his life, he's gonna carry on a green apple. Just for any joke he can make. Oh. Did he just take the fucking penny out of his... That is fucking awesome, dude.
I don't know, Chestnut. Stop asking me.
Dude, these horses are sentient.
Sir Duncan! My Lord Father says I am to serve you.
Damn, dude, the goosebumps are insane.
Chestnut's yours. Treat her kindly.
Oh, it's so beautiful! It's so hopeful, it's so romantic!
We could go anywhere in the Seven Kingdoms, though I've never been to them. What?
Yeah.
There are 9 kingdoms, sir.
I feel like every Song of Ice and Fire fan has had this debate or conversation. Or confusion.
The North, the Reach, the Vale of Arryn, and Dawn.
His little tiny pea brain is blown. Look at how beautiful this is. Oh, what a shot! Oh, that's look. First of all, look at them goosebumps, goosebumping. That is the most beautiful shot of the entire show. What a show! Oh, still going? Oh my God, he looks like an old man. Oh. Did Egg lie? I'm gonna have to talk about that. I don't know if I like that.
Dagon. I've not seen him, my prince.
I don't know if I like that.
Where the fuck is he?
Let's say the catchphrase, everybody. Say it with me. Poor Maker.
A poor man's made out
What the hell is with the groovy ass music this
muscle and blood
episode? Okay, that was the season finale of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. We are officially done the season. I got some things to talk about. I don't like... So, I absolutely loved the season. I thought it was phenomenal. And you know what? Actually, I'm going to start with my ranking. For those of you who are new to my channel, every time I finish a season, I rank it compared to other seasons I've seen. So, I'm going to compare Night of the Seven Kingdoms Season 1 to all Season 1s in TV history I have ever watched. And obviously, just give it a quick spot in the ranking. Just immediately, I don't like it as much as Game of Thrones this first season. Although I could say, again, for me, this season, I loved every single aspect about it. I thought it was perfect. I thought it was a very faithful adaptation. It made a lot of changes, but I would say a lot of upgrades in the most part. There were only 2 things in the season that I would say was a negative. 2 things that I didn't like. One of them being that last scene there that I will talk about. I'm probably going to say that for a spoiler discussion. I just don't like the fact that Makar doesn't know. Well, Makar obviously knows where he is. Yeah, you know what I mean? But man, I'll talk about that later. The only other thing I didn't like in the season was that the prophecy shit that they did. And again, for spoiler reasons. But so looking at this, this was an amazing season. The only thing that would hold this season back from being like in my like top 10 season ones or maybe even top 20 is just because of how short it is. It is very short season. It is a very short season. Only 6 episodes, and I think maybe only 2 of those episodes even reached the normal 40-minute mark of a normal drama show. So I'd probably say, quite honestly, that this is around my 18th or 19th favorite season 1 in television history. And I've watched a lot of shows, so don't think that that's a bad ranking. That is a very good ranking for this show. And again, I repeat, especially a show that is as short as A Night of the Seven Kingdoms season 1 was. I loved everything about it. I loved this episode in particular. Again, I'm not gonna like rank my episodes here or anything like that. But I think there might be an argument for me for this to be my favorite episode, just simply for this reason. If you guys recall my first video reacting to A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, one of the very first compliments I gave it when episode 2 ended was the endings of the 2 episodes, and I felt like the endings of them were almost a little low key or like just kind of normal endings. I feel like it's the same structure with this, to where this episode almost felt like an epilogue, or like the first 5 episodes of the season were the main course, and the episode 6 was just the fallout or the dessert. And I really like when shows do that. It gives emotional breathing room, if that makes sense. I think a lot of shows. Well, I mean, that's one of the strengths of, in particular, pretty much all HBO, Game of Thrones adaptations or whatever. Typically, they have the hypest, most badass action moment in the penultimate episode, and then they have a smaller, cooler, emotional fallout or summarization as the finale. And those episodes can sometimes be just as good. So, HBO has always done an excellent job at that aspect, and this was no different. I loved some of the lines and the dialogue and everything like that. Like I said, my favorite scene in the novella is probably, Baelor coming to Dunk's aid. It's probably my favorite scene in the show as well. But in the novella, my second favorite was the Makar conversation in this episode. Now, for the show there was a lot of added scenes in this episode, and again, no problem with that, because they were all very faithful to the core thematical points of the story. They didn't really change or remove anything. So I thought they were great, but the thing is that this episode had 2 Makar conversations, whereas the book just had 1. It just had all of the content in the one conversation. If I do recall correctly, if I'm wrong in that, I do apologize. It's been not a long time, but it's been... I didn't read it yet. I didn't read the novel yesterday, you know what I mean? But yeah, so the Makar scene in the book, I would say, is probably my second favorite scene of the entire series, or of the entire novel. And again, combining the 2 Makar conversations in this episode, if it was one conversation, it would also probably be my second favorite scene of the show. So any of the dialogue, again, I've complimented George's dialogue so many times in this short series already, just how TV ready his dialogue already is. So again, compliment to George again for his dialogue, but also you have to keep the same energy. The showrunners did a phenomenal job at adding scenes and adding dialogue and making it feel faithful to the characters. So beautiful, wonderful job. I loved the Valar scene. Again, it's one of those things. This is again, I know that this is it's based off of a novella, and again, we've seen this happen with late stage Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon season 2 or whatever. Like, when a showrunner starts adding a shit ton of scenes, it can sometimes be a little scary. Again, prove me wrong. You guys are gonna come back and laugh at me in like 4 years or some shit like that. But with what the showrunner did with this, season, I honestly don't have that fear. So saying that, I kind of wish the season was even longer, if that makes sense. I wish we had, maybe one or two Valar scenes. I wish fucking Beesbury said something. The entire again, these are just small things, like normal. Whenever I find something good or that I like or anything like that, I just want more. Simple as that. I mean, I feel like that's a common thing. I'm not really one of those people who. Some people have the mindset where, like, if they're offered the choice between a 10 out of 10 1-hour movie or a 9.8 out of 10 3-hour movie, they're gonna choose the 1-hour movie because it's point two. No, I'm not doing that shit. Okay, I want the 3-hour movie. I want the 3 hours of goodness. Same with this. This was so good that I would not be opposed to them adding even more scenes, because I bet they would have been just as fucking spectacular. But yeah, the vibe was there. The acting was, again, I've said most of this stuff. The cinematography, the landscapes, the music. I love the music in this episode too. I do want to specifically point that out. It felt almost non-Game of Thronesy. Like, if the music in this episode were in Game of Thrones, you would be like taken out of it. Like, what the fuck is this doing here? But it fits for this vibe. It fits for this show, in my opinion. Especially, and not just because it's less like war crazy. You know what I mean? It's a calm or more soothing, but it also has more of a lighthearted vibe. So, fucking jazz music fits. Everything about the season, I really don't have other than those two changes. And again, I already talked in a previous video about the. And again, not even necessarily changes, more like additions for some of them. But the one addition they made earlier in the show, I talked about it last video. The change that they made in this episode, I do want to talk about, especially on the spoilery side. And I'm trying to think here if I can word this in a way that it's not spoilery, because I don't necessarily think it's spoilery. So I'll say the change from the book that I'm talking about that I did not like was the fact that Maekar did not actually allow Egg to ride with Dunk. In the book, he does. After he's, again, my favorite line in the entire series probably is Dunk going, essentially like, I bet Daron never slept in a ditch. I bet Arian has never eaten hard salt beef or whatever. Something like that. That's my favorite line. I just feel like it's so powerful, so true. And the reason that's my favorite line too is because it is what gets through to Maekar. Maekar in the book doesn't, he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Just like he is in this, but then that line sort of changes his mind and makes him see like he's got a point, But obviously that's not the case in the show. And the reason that I don't necessarily like, I'm saying that's not like a show ruining change or anything like that, simply because of this. Again, no spoilers at all. There's only 3 novellas that are out, but the novellas are the only main characters are Dunk and Egg. They are the only 2 people in all of the novellas, So each season, you're not going to see the same cast. Next season, you're not going to see Arian. You're not going to see Raymond. You're not going to see Lionel. The characters that show up in the show are 90% of the time only going to be in one season. And if they come back, it'll be a season or 2 or 3 later, So the thing is, Maekar may not, I'm going to keep it very open-ended, may not be in every novella. He could or could not be, you know what I mean? So it leaves it open-ended so that they can revisit that. You know what I mean? Again, depending on how many seasons they want to do, they could have a short interaction next season where Maekar shows up or something, and they just review the scenario, and they have another emotional scene. You know what I mean? I don't know. But in terms of like emotional fallout and climax, for me, I think that Egg I'm not saying it like doesn't make sense for Egg to lie, because obviously the whole fucking first half of the story is about Egg lying. So I'm not saying it like doesn't make sense for Egg to do it. I'm saying that I feel like the emotional breakthrough that Dunk has to Maekar in that conversation is a little lessened, or is not as strong as it is in the book. But again, like I said, I do not think that is a show ruining change, or it's gonna make me turn on the show. No. Again, obviously, there's not spoilers. Dunk is alive, Egg is alive, and Makar is alive at the end of this story. So we can revisit the scenario and maybe have an emotional breakthrough where Makar does consent to it. So yeah. Other than that, again, no complaints. I loved it. I loved the show. I loved everything about it. I'm so excited for more. Before I watched this, again, I wanted to watch this as it aired. It just my schedule didn't conflicted with it. I couldn't do it. But while the show was sort of in like pre-production stages and stuff like that, I was following, not like in terms of plot wise, but just in terms of like updates on when it's going to come out, or casting choices. But one thing that I did hear, and again, I could be wrong, I don't know if they changed it, but I did hear that they said that they're going to be doing one season of these a year. Like, they're going to be doing the old fucking early 2000s level of, turnaround in terms of every year, 2026, 2027, 2028, they will be doing a Dunk and Egg season. And I really hope that's the case. Again, not just because of the vibe. I feel like this is the perfect show for a yearly schedule. Like, not every season has to be the biggest and baddest, most important thing. It could just be fucking Dunk and Egg wandering through the forest or some shit, running into weird tree bandits. I don't, you know what I mean? It could be weird shit like that. So I really, really, really do hope that we get the second season next year. I don't want. I can wait. It's not like I don't have patience. I can wait for fucking 3 years for the next season, but I don't want to have to. I love this season, and again, before actually sitting down and watching this, I heard that it was praised. I heard everyone loved it. I heard book readers and show watchers, everyone loved this. Everyone praised it. It felt like, peak Game of Thrones with the hype. It felt like, the first. It felt like House of the Dragon season 1 when everyone was like, "Oh my god, it's back! It's amazing again." There's hype in the air for it. That I think HBO should really capitalize on that and keep pumping them out. Again, don't milk it, but if this showrunner, if he can keep up, this work, do the same quality, you have fucking liquid gold. Okay, so liquid gold, is that piss? I don't know if that's the right saying. But yeah, I think that's it. I think I've yapped for long enough. Again, amazing season. I am so excited for season 2. I hope it comes next year. I will see you guys whenever A Night of the Seven Kingdoms season 2 does come out. And also, if you're just a fan of me reacting to Song of Ice and Fire stuff in general, I do believe that House of the Dragon season 3 is going to air maybe like a month or two after this airs on YouTube. I don't know. Again, House of the Dragon season 2 was kind of rough. But I did react to it on the channel, and I will react to season 3. So, I'm probably not going to be watching House of the Dragon season 3 as they air. I'm probably going to do the exact thing I did with this, where I'm going to wait maybe like a month and then pair up the episodes just so I can get through them faster for YouTube. But no matter what, like I said, I am going to be reacting to House of the Dragon season 3. So if that is something that interests you, subscribe, check my channel. Turn on notifications and see when I upload it. So, but other than that, I really appreciate you guys for watching. If you guys like the video, please drop a like and leave a comment. I've got the full-length reactions to the entirety of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms on my Patreon. It is $10 a month for live action shows. Check it out if you're interested. Finally, and most importantly, if you enjoy my content, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. It really does help me out. I'll see you guys. You guys have a good one.